If you're choosing between Samsung's budget buds, you're really choosing what you value most. The lowest possible price and a tiny case, or a markedly better ANC, sound, and ecosystem features. I spent several days with both, and the story feels clear. The Buds FE nailed the basics for under $100, while the Buds 3 FE deliver a more flagship light experience for Samsung phone owners at $149. Let's break down how they compare right where it matters. First up, I like how pocketable the Buds FE case is. It's tiny, glossy, and charges via USB-C. The buds themselves are nondescript. They're light and they use a stabilizer fin to stay put, though the large nozzle can feel intrusive if you have small ear canals. The IPX2 rating covers light rain, but I avoid workout or downpours with them. Touchpads on the back plates work fine, but I sometimes nudge the buds and hear a thump when I tap. The Buds 3 FE, on the other hand, feel more premium in the day-to-day. The matte black finish resists fingerprints, and the sealed tips actually stay put without constant adjustment. The IP54 rating holds up better for the gym and wet commutes. I also prefer the pinch and swipe controls on the stems. They're pretty consistent, even if a firm pinch can shift the buds slightly. And crucially, the sealed design keeps them seated in your ear. Both cases slide into a pocket pretty easily, but the Buds 3 FE case looks and feels a bit more refined. Now, features. Both earbuds cover the basics well. The Samsung Wearable app unlocks 6 EQ presets and a custom equalizer. However, the newer Buds 3 FE also gets some of the newer Samsung AI features, such as Gemini voice commands and Interpreter, a live language translator. Now, there's no multi-point on either model here, which is a bummer, but Samsung phone owners do get the slick fast pair prompt when you open the case. Both earbuds connect over Bluetooth with SBC, AAC, or Samsung Scalable Codec, which provides near lossless listening on newer Samsung phones. Now, battery life. In our standardized test, the Buds FE lasts 4 hours and 38 minutes. That's on the short side, but for work commutes and office times with case top-ups, I can get through the day pretty easily. With the Buds 3 FE, on the other hand, we measured 4 hours and 26 minutes with the ANC on, and it's just under 6 hours with the ANC off, so it's basically the same deal as these guys. Now, there's no wireless charging on either model here, but quick dock and go top-ups add roughly an hour after just a short charge. Microphones! The Buds FE handle calls just fine for everyday use. I wouldn't record anything serious on them, but for phone and conference calls, the mics meet my expectations for the price. Quiet rooms, they're pretty clear, and in typical street noise, they remain more than intelligible. The Buds 3 FE take a meaningful step up in noise reduction. Office clatter and steady noise gets tamped down better than on the Buds FE, and better than the Buds 3 and Buds 3 Pro based on our demos. All this means that my voice cuts through a lot more consistently. Only in very windy conditions do I find myself repeating phrases. What's up, y'all? Answer from the future here, because Answer from the past messed up the sound quality section. Here we go. Noise cancellation. When it comes to noise cancellation, the Samsung Galaxy Buds FE punch well above their weight. With ANC on and a good fit, the Buds FE reduce the loudness of outside noise by an average of 84%. This translates to some 30 decibels of outside noise cancelled by the ANC, which is excellent for train or bus commutes, as well as flights. That said, the noise cancellation on the Buds FE still falls short of flagship options. That's where the Buds 3 FE shine. Even though they're not flagships, passive isolation alone accounts for a 66% blocking of outside noise, and ANC pushes that to roughly 86%. That's better than Samsung's own Buds 3 Pro flagships. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Sound quality. The Samsung Galaxy Buds FE have a bass boosted sound profile that some people may enjoy. Fans of older treble forward tracks from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, which is a quirk of like analog sound and the corresponding mastering preferences of previous eras, they'll appreciate the tilt towards bass over treble. That said, the major bass overemphasis can make some tracks feel overwhelming and muddy, especially already bass-heavy modern genres like post-2000s EDM, rock, or rap music. The Buds 3 FE, on the other hand, showcases Samsung's improved tuning expertise front and center. There's a slight overemphasis in the bass, but not to the same extent as the Buds FE. As far as our objective measurements go, the Buds 3 FE closely follow our SoundGuys headphone preference curve. It does have a lift in the low end that fans of bass-heavy genres like EDM may enjoy. But this tuning can also cause kick drums and bass lines to sound just a little louder than some may be used to. The FE has a similar boost in the low end to the 3 FE. However, because it has less treble emphasis than the 3 FE overall, you may find that bass instruments may mask sounds like voices and piano, especially during busy sections of your favorite tracks. Now for the verdict. The Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 FE cost $149. Meanwhile, the Samsung Galaxy Buds FE cost $99.99. So with that in mind, if you own a Samsung phone and want the best overall experience without going full flagship, get the Galaxy Buds 3 FE. You'll enjoy class-leading ANC, even versus the Samsung Galaxy Buds 3 Pro, a sound that tracks our house target, better water and dust resistance at IP54, richer app features including Galaxy AI, and more reliable controls. But if you're trying to spend under $100 and want tiny, pocketable earbuds with solid ANC and ambient modes, the Galaxy Buds FE remain a good value, especially since they're older and sales are more likely. Just know that they tend to overemphasize the bass, offer weaker water resistance at IPX2, and feel more basic in fit and controls. You can improve tonality with EQ, but the Buds 3 FE simply sound and isolate better in my testing. And that's where your extra $50 goes. Now, if you're on the market for wireless earbuds though, these aren't your only two options. There are plenty of earbuds on the market that may better suit your needs. Check out our article on the best wireless earbuds on SoundGuys.com for some of our top picks. And with that out of the way, thanks so much for watching, buds. I'll see you in the next one.